In this video, I'm going to show you how to make t-shirt transfers using this white toner printer. But more than just a t-shirt, we're going to talk about how to make large format transfers that fit on a full front or a full back of a t-shirt using a standard printer. Hey there, I'm Sarah, you're watching Creative Ramblings. Today we get to talk about one of my favorite machines. This is a white toner printer, the iColor 560. So in this video, we are going to cover how to design, use the software, print and press large format t-shirts. So this design here is about 12 by 14. So we're focusing on all the steps it takes to make large designs using standard A4 paper in this printer. Before we dive into the t-shirt making process, I want to talk about this printer just a little bit. This is the iColor 560. It is a white toner printer, and it can replace a number of printers that you already have in your craft room. I know it's done that for me. So this is a white toner printer, meaning it can print white ink, which standard printers cannot do. I use this to print everything from standard documents. I make stickers that I can then go cut with my Cricut machine. There is a sublimation kit you can put in here. So this doubles as a sublimation printer. You can print on all kinds of special paper, including transfer paper that allows you to take a printed item and put it on a hard surface like acrylic. One of my favorite things to do with this printer is to make t-shirts. You can print full color transfers with white ink and put them onto shirts. If you want to learn more about this printer, I have a bunch of other videos. I'm going to link them down in the description. I want you to go take a look at those. Let's talk through how to make these large format designs. So let's start with a way that I could make them. So let's say that I have this big design and it was suggested to me by a customer. They want a large order of maybe 25 of these shirts. So I could go into a design program, I could take this graphic, put it in there, and I could manually split the graphic in half. Maybe draw a slice line in between some of the graphics, export it as 2 images, bring it into ProRIP Essentials, which is the software used for this printer, and then I could just print 2 separate sheets and then put it back together on the shirt. That's absolutely possible. But if you are in the business of selling t-shirts, you know that time is money. So if every little minute or second that you can save allows you to be more efficient and get that order out quickly to your customer. So what I'm going to show you today is a function inside ProRIP Essentials called Smart Cut. It is a way to take this graphic or anything else and split it into 2 or 3 different pieces, and then allow you to put it back together on the shirt to create an absolutely seamless design. When you get this printer, ProRIP Essentials and Smart Cut come with it. This is not an additional software or anything you have to buy. It's just part of the whole bundle that you get. So let's talk through everything you need, and then we'll jump into the software. So you're going to need a t-shirt and a design. You're going to need a printer. This is the iColor 560 white toner printer. And then we're going to need some paper. So I have 2-step standard transfer paper. This is the A side, and then there is a B side. The paper and all the different materials that are compatible with this machine are what make it so versatile. So we're going to print our design onto the A side, and then we are going to adhere the B side to it, which kind of gives it like a glue so it can adhere permanently onto a t-shirt. We're going to need a heat press, and I am using a manual heat press with a silicone pad so I can get a really firm pressure on it. I'm also going to use some parchment paper, a Teflon sheet, t-shirt ruler, some heat-proof tape, and a scissors. So now I want to take you over to ProRIP Essentials. This is the software that powers this printer. This is the main screen of ProRIP Essentials, and I do have a video that walks you through this a little more in depth. So if you're not seeing everything you need in here, please go take a look at those other videos. So first we're going to go over and set up our printer. So we're using this 2-step standard paper, and it is A4 sized, and I'm putting it in through the bypass tray, and we are doing overprint. Overprint means we are going to lay down the color and then add some white over the top of it. This is the function that we use for t-shirt transfers. There's a lot of other options up here. I really don't need to play around with anything else right now. So I am going to select the output and choose my printer that is currently hooked up. Now it's time to bring in our design. When the design is imported, it's automatically going to set itself up to reflect what we have over here. So the design is automatically mirrored because we need to print it in a mirrored state. So I don't need to do anything to the size or anything like that right here. I am going to right click and come down to Smart Cut. So over on the right, I'm going to set the dimensions for the image, and I want the width of this image to be about 11.5. And now we can come down to split. And if I click on this first one, I am going to get a pink box, and I want to get as much as I can in that pink box. Then I'm going to go down and hit the gear on the blue box. It defaults to the type of paper I'm using, which is A4. And I'm going to get as much as I can in that blue box. And what we're doing here is telling the Smart Cut software that everything in where these boxes overlap, all of this space right here, the image can be cut. So I'm not sure exactly where I would cut it, but we're going to let the software figure that out. I am going to click on graphic here because this is an illustration, and then we can hit Smart Split. And I'm doing this on a light gray shirt. So we'll hit light garment here, let it work for a minute, and it'll split the graphic. So here we go. We have the first side here, and there's our second side too. So it split it kind of right along the flamingo there. So I've got both sides ready to go, ready to print. So down on the bottom, we can hit save, and we are going to come back into the main ProRIP Essentials software. The rest is kind of done for us. First, I'm going to click OK to load graphic 1. It is going to process that image up on top here, and then I am going to get an option to click OK for graphic 2. Once everything is loaded, I just need to go in and hit print, and we'll get each of these printed onto separate pieces. This is the A paper of the two-step transfer, and there is a matte side and a glossy side. And I'm going to put it in the bypass tray right here, and it said that our print side needs to be face down. So the matte side is going to go down, and you start to feed it in, and then it'll pull. Now we're going to come over to the heat press. So I am heating this up to 310 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to run it for 120 seconds. This is a manual heat press, and I have a silicone pad under here because we need really firm, really even pressure to make this next step work. So this is our transfer. This is the front, so this is what it's going to look like on the shirt, and this is the back where the ink went. And so it looks a little lighter because there is a white coat over the back of this here. So we need to put an adhesive on this essentially so that we can press it onto a shirt. So that's where the B side of the transfer comes in. It comes in a separate box. It has this kind of yellow grid on it. And this is the glue side. So we're going to take the glue side of the paper and the ink side of the transfer and put them together. I want to line it up so that there is a little bit of the transfer sticking out along the outside. And then we're going to put it in the press. When this is done, it is going to be very, very hot. So I am going to do a heat-proof glove on one hand, and we are going to pull the top sheet very slowly off the bottom, leaving the glue only attached to the ink. When these come off the heat press, there's going to be a little edge of glue right along the edge. So before we move any further, we're just going to take a scissors and cut off those edges. So let's do a preliminary lineup on the shirt here and make sure everything matches. So we can kind of bring these together. That is going to look absolutely perfect. What I want to get a sense of here is where the center of the design is so that I can line it up on my shirt. So I think this looks really good, but before we do this, I want to do a quick pre-press on this shirt to get some wrinkles out. Now we can line everything up. I'm going to press this one first, so I want to put this one down first. Line both of these up, find the center. Then I'm just going to use a little heat-proof tape to tape this piece in place so that I know I've got it lined up correctly. Now we can take this over to the heat press, and we're going to do about 310 degrees for 30 seconds. Now this needs to cool completely before I can peel it off. We're completely cool to the touch. Pull off our tape. And when peeling one of these transfers, start in the corner and roll it back. You're gonna have a really shiny look right now. We are gonna remedy that in a bit. So now we need to line this other piece up perfectly. So really take your time here, make sure everything is lined up, and use that heat-proof tape to hold it in place when transferring it back over to the heat press. On the heat press, I need to protect this ink that has already been laid down. So we're going to put parchment over that and then Teflon over the entire thing. We let it completely cool and then just roll from the corner. I want to do one more press here with a piece of parchment paper over it to just further blend these together. The last thing I want to do to take some of the shine out of here is run it over with a silicone finishing sheet. So we're just going to stick this on top, press it one more time, and it'll have a nice soft finish. All right, that's it. We are done. We have a nice full shirt that was split and then put back together in two pieces. I think this turned out fantastic. Today I wanted to show you how to create full large graphics for t-shirts using the iColor 560, specifically that Smart Cut function in the software. So I hope we covered it today. It is really pretty straightforward, so I really encourage you to try it if you are trying to make a large design. Stepping back, I love this printer. Again, this is the iColor 560. It's a white toner printer, and it can do so much. So I use it mainly for t-shirt transfers. I also have a DTF printer, and I'll tell you that this is a little bit easier. Once you get the hang of it, of putting that A side and B side together, this is so much more straightforward. You're not dealing with powder, you're not dealing with curing. It just works, and it's easy. You can use this again for sublimation, for printing and transferring onto hard surfaces, or you can use it for printing regular things like sticker sheets and documents. There's a lot you can do with one printer. I have a bunch of videos on this if you want to go take a look at them and learn more. If there's anything about Smart Cut or creating t-shirt transfers that I didn't cover in this video, please let me know down in the comments. I would love to chat with you. If you liked this video, if you found it helpful, give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I'm here every week with new videos helping you move forward in your creative journey. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.